Okay, so today is day number 29 of me restarting and scaling my business to 100K a month. And I want to give kind of a review of everything that I'm doing today and then also a big recap of everything I've done this month because I want to show you guys a lot more in the weeds of what I've actually been doing. So jump on my computer and I'll show you what it looks like. All right, so now we're over on the computer, and as you can see, this is my second time recording this because the first one, the audio sucked. But to show you what has been going on. So today is the 8th of January. Pretty solid day today. First things first is I had a call with a client here, Javon. We got him kind of ramped up. All that he needed to do was just essentially just ramp up his lead flow, which he already knew how to do. So that was a pretty simple call. Then I actually had a call with a potential client here. We're actually getting him on board for free just because it doesn't make sense for him to actually move on to a paid plan. There's not much that my business can actually do for him until he's ramped up his stuff. So that's good to go this whole week. So looking forward, I've got 4 client calls and also just a connection call with Dylan, my previous business partner, on that Friday there. And my goal is actually to get some of these guys onto a paid plan because they're doing super, super well for themselves. And I want to get more integrated with their business. And yesterday was my big client call day. So I went through all these guys and just checked in, made sure that they were doing good, made sure they were actually seeing success. And yeah, it was a pretty solid day yesterday. And on Monday, we actually got on board Lorhan, who's in the same situation as this guy, Abdullah, going into last week. So this was kind of the holiday week for me. I flew back to Canada on the 27th, and I got back here a few days ago, and I've been a little bit sick. So really to get in the routine of things. But essentially, I was able to sign on, I believe, about 2 clients. I believe about 2 clients. And essentially, that has been a super big perspective shift for me because my close rate for this entire time has been anywhere between, I believe it's around 80%. And the people that I haven't onboarded have been people that I just don't believe are qualified for the offer that I actually have. And this has been just doing calls on WhatsApp, not even hopping on Zoom, anything like that. And it's predominantly because the offer that I have, as you can see, I was previously explaining, is completely for free. Essentially, what I do is I onboard people's first client for free. Once they've signed it, then we actually talk about a payment, what a partnership would look like. So a lot of people are willing to take me up on that offer if they believe what I'm saying is true and if they believe that I can actually be able to help them. So it's been super good in that regard. What I actually need to do in order to scale the business is a big, big talk of the day. So if I go over to my Slack here, you can see that we've been getting some pretty big wins, like Tristan here. As you can see, he's been doing super, super good to go. Javon here been getting big wins, and then a lot of the guys have just been either have packed calendar or they're closing big deals. Like I think the biggest deal so far has been Tristan. I believe he's closed around 17,000 this week, and he has like these little Twitter videos that he makes. And every single time he makes one, it is worth about $1,200 to his revenue statistically, which has been absolutely insane that I've just been able to be part of that strategy. So now essentially what I need to do is I've got all the information for my product right now in my brain. And what that causes is it means that every single time that I want to get someone on board, instead of having the journey kind of shortcutted by the product that already covers a big part of the journey for them to get from where they are to the monetary goal that they actually want, which might be, let's say, for example, like 100K a month, as you can see here. What essentially I need a product for is every single time now I have to custom take someone the entire length of the journey. Whereas when I have a product, I can templatize, let's say, for example, 60% of the customer journey, make it happen a lot faster. So when we're personalized, we can just move to the actual goal that we're trying to get to, and then even past that to bigger goals and get better client results. So that's a big focus of the week. And I'm determining whether to do this on Google Docs or Notion still. But I essentially need to build out a huge just compilation of all the SOPs knowledge that's in my head for my previous business into an actual product that I'm formally giving out to people outside of just working with them on custom plans one-to-one on this kind of free tripwire offer that I'm doing right now. And that's going to be a very big objective of this week, especially on the product and the weeds end. Now, going into acquisition. I would like to show you guys the YouTube channel and what's going on here. First things first is that I make sure that I respond to all the community comments, as you can see here, including haters. Even if you hate me or even if you're doing a bot Forex comment, I will still respond to you. And essentially, the big flux that I have been having is for the last, I would say, probably week and a half, I've been making these videos where I'll talk about something conceptually. So I would just grab the camera, and if you're watching this, you've probably seen them, where I'll say like, hey, this is something I learned. Here's how I learned it. Here's how you can apply it. And those are great. I like making those videos. I believe they're important. But I also just want to document what I'm actually doing inside of this business because I believe that is infinitely more valuable. So while I was in Canada and I didn't have internet to actually make videos like this and actually put these together back home, it's fine. But now I want to get back into actually documenting every single day what's going on in the business. So you're not going to be seeing videos like this anymore. I made one yesterday as I was kind of just like crawling through the day that absolutely started terrible. It had like a 0.7 click through rate. I was thought the world was ending, that my channel's dead. But as you can see here, it kind of brought itself back and it's been doing super well. So I'm hoping to see that this video does well. And essentially, I just want to get more into the personalized documentary style. You just kind of just like being a business partner of mine, being someone over my shoulder, watching what I'm actually doing inside the business on a day-to-day basis. So that's the kind of overview of the YouTube channel. If I go to my eligibility on YouTube monetization, I'm still not quite there yet, but that's kind of the update on the YouTube end. Acquisition end. So as you can see here, I have not been filling out my data, which is something that there are no excuses for and I need to be doing because I tell everyone to do it, so I need to make sure I do it myself. And I actually set up a Google Analytics tracking on the calendar that I have, which I'm going to be changing up a bit, but essentially it's very simple. Like, this is the offer that I have. I know I explained it earlier already, but you book a time, we'll sign your first client for free, then we decide whether to continue, and you can just book it. And there's no time, you'll just speak with me. There's no setters, no calls, just tell me what you want and we'll get it done. And that's essentially the offer that I'm running. I want to keep it as simple and bare bones as possible so that someone who actually needs my help can go through and book. And essentially, outside of that, the biggest actual thing that I need to do, actionable wise, for this week is going to be, first off, I need to do my catch up. The catch up is going to be very, very important. I need to first off heal myself physically. I need to recover from whatever I've been dealing with, and I need to get in the gym because probably for the last 12 months, I have not been as physically active as I've wanted to be. I ran a marathon, I believe, about a year ago, and then I was doing boxing before that. I was like super athletic. I was in really good shape, and I just haven't been doing anything for the last year, really. So I need to catch up, get back into the groove, both physically and then also mentally. And then from that point on, catch up in the business. That means stuff like making sure all my stuff is in line, not operating and living like I've got these million tabs open because I hate this. It's like even like all these things on my dock, I just hate having it exist. I like to be super simplistic in the way that I kind of operate. So catch up, I'm going to be doing that today. Then from that point on, the next phase is actually going to be acquisition. So I want to ramp up. I've been getting a lot of people that follow me on Instagram, message me on Instagram. I need to get back to everyone. It's been something I've been not very good about. Get back to everyone, start to acquire them, start to actually market my offer, start to market these wins that I'm getting. I can do that, acquire clients, and then from that point on, the next thing I want to work on is the product. So I want to get, as I mentioned, all the info out of my brain into actual documents, SOPs, templates that I can give to people, get better results. And then from that point on, it is going to be about charging. So after I've done this and got a pretty decent thing ramped up, I actually believe I want to keep the initial free offer that I have right now because it's been working super, super well. And I know if I find a way to upsell people on, it's going to absolutely print money. But I want to also get really good about setting expectations about the way it works so that I don't just end up working someone, making them money. And then from that point on, they just like, all right, well, I don't want to do it. Because ultimately, again, it's something that I need to have more control over. And especially just on the accountability end, both for myself and the client, making sure I'm working with them more closely and not in this kind of consultative way that it's kind of fizzled out to sometimes that I don't like. So if I can do all those things, it's going to be super, super good. Let's take a look at the war map and see what we have going on. I actually haven't looked at this or planned it, so it's going to be a surprise to both myself and you. So what we need to do, actually, ways of doing that. So create canvases. I actually did this, so this is good to go. And essentially, I'm just going to be pulling and taking everything that I just showed you into this war map, updating it, and then taking some action. It's about 3:19, so I'm going to get this video live, and then probably take a break, read a little bit of the book I've been actually going into, which is Reality Transurfing. I'm about 500 pages in. Somehow, I actually brutally destroyed the book in the process too, which kind of sucks. I'll probably have to reorder it. And it's been a pretty solid day. I'm looking forward to finishing it out. Probably gonna clock in for the night shift. I love doing that. And I will see you boys tomorrow because I have no meetings. So it's gonna be a long day. It's not my calendar. It's gonna be a long day of just pure working on the things that matter in the business. And this is actually the right calendar to show you. But yeah, that's about it.